I'm Kai, and I'm the founder of PR Rockstar School. I help entrepreneurs, coaches, and creatives land media, speaking gigs, and brand deals, all without hiring a $20,000 a month PR agency. In this video, I'll share 17 lessons that will help you stop begging for press and start getting booked today. By packaging your story the way that editors, hosts, and buyers actually want it, it's a whole lot easier than doing it the hard way. We're going to move through 3 different parts. One is how we pitch what the market is actually starving for at the moment. The number 2 is how to package your story for attention. And then 3 is how to turn that visibility that you just got into actual revenue. And after this, if you want the templates and the prompts that I use, just click the link in the description and book a call, and I'll be happy to share that with you. So, lesson 1, stories sell better than services. In PR, you're not selling your coaching or your products, by the way, when you reach out to an editor. What you're selling is a narrative that people can really root for. So your story has to make the journalist or the host look smart for covering you. And also you want to lead with transformation. Either that or conflict or proof. You don't want to start off telling them about like the features that you have in your coaching program or something like that. That doesn't really work. What they want to know is essentially what it is that you're going to do for their audience. Transformation is an example of that. Also how it is that you feel about a particular conflict, like that's valuable because people like opinions. And also proof, so like if you have done a study or if you've done a whole bunch of research, people are really interested in that and they can really expand and learn from it. So that's valuable for audiences too. All of that is very different than telling them about what it is that you offer. Does not work. Lesson number 2. You want to follow the market's appetite. So editors buy into what the audience is already hungry for. So research what's trending in your niche each week. Then you can pitch the editor like about your expertise as an answer to that conversation. So there's a conversation already going on out there. You can contribute to it and continue it in the article that you're pitching that editor. Also, relevance really beats originality every single time. So you just want to make sure that what you're talking about, like people actually care about, essentially. Lesson number 3 is that we want to think about position before pitch. And what I mean by that is that if you can't summarize your hook in one compelling sentence, then you're just not ready. The best PR pros spend so much more time shaping and positioning their statements than they do sending emails, because clarity creates confidence and bookings, by the way. And that's what people want. So we want to make sure that it's super clear, whatever it is that we're putting out there. And we want to spend some time on making sure that it hits when the person reads it. Lesson number 4 is that you really want to create your 3-story bucket approach. And I learned this from one of my mentors. And that is that you choose 3 ongoing topics that you want to be known for. For example, I talk about PR and visibility. I also talk about personal branding. And then my 3rd bucket is entrepreneurship. So by me picking these 3 buckets, and by you doing the same for yourself in your own niche, it'll help you stay consistent and make it easier for the press to remember you and also to rebook you. That's right. It doesn't just have to be a one-hit wonder or a one-time thing. Let's say that you were booked for Forbes, right? And you got a really cool article. They may want you to contribute some more. And they would be really happy to know what is your area of expertise, so that way they could easily have you come back and share maybe another quote or some more of your research, or talk about the same transformation that you talked about last time and go a little bit deeper. It's up to you to be able to do that for your audience and for the outlet. Awesome. So number 5 is that we really want to borrow momentum before you actually build it. So finding viral stories, headlines, or podcast titles that are already really exciting is going to help, because you want to mirror the format while kind of inserting your own unique twist or your own lived experience. The media loves familiarity, but they love it with a fresh face. Here's lesson number 6. Here we go. You want to test your angles in public too. So before crafting a whole full press release and press kit, media kit, you want to test your hook maybe through a post or on Threads or in a short video or in a DM. Just like test it somehow and see if people actually get it. Engagement on your social media channels is free market research. Use it, test it, just keep track of it so that way you can find out what actually works and what doesn't. And if your audience leans in, producers will likely lean into. Awesome. So this next part, we're going to talk about how it is that you can really package your story for attention. And we've got a few lessons in here that just really speak to that specifically. Like, for instance, lesson number 7 is about packaging is really 90% of public relations. Great ideas can flop because they're poorly packaged. So you don't want to send something that has incorrect spelling or incorrect punctuation or capitalization. We want to make it easy for the editor or producer to say yes. So just get those messy things out of the way and package it up nice and neat. Treat every single story like it's a product launch. You want to make sure that the headline, the imagery, the tone all match. And also they make people want to open it up. Like it makes people want to open up the email. It makes people want to read more if it's a post and you're doing some testing. Like, really have people want to know more about you by the story that you're pitching the media, or maybe a speaking gig that you're pitching to corporate. Like, you want people to really dive in and be interested. So here's another lesson. Number 8 is that you want to have headlines that look human. People can tell when it's just ChatGPT generated, okay? So short, specific titles, they beat clever puns all the time. So you don't want to do anything that's too fancy, but you can use some things like how I ... or the secret behind ... Those are formats that really promise transformation, and also they are open to really showing some proof so that people aren't just hoping for the transformation, they're actually understanding that it's research backed, and then they can really dive into it and trust it. So these are 2 things, the transformation and the proof, that editors and producers really, really crave. Here's number 9. Number 9 is about showing results and receipts, and it's kind of tied on to the last one that we just talked about. In PR, credibility is currency. You can sprinkle data, you can sprinkle awards or testimonials into your pitches. It's not bragging when it's in PR. It's actually giving the journalist something verifiable to print. So it's a good thing to drop names or to drop companies that you've worked with, or to just use a case study of someone that you've helped. All of those are fair game in PR. It's not bragging at all. Lesson number 10, use visuals that sell the story. Include just one really, really, really strong, high quality image or video clip that captures emotion and also really demonstrates what it is that you want for people to know. So media loves visuals because they lower their production time. Instead of putting that burden on the editor or the person who is, working with you to get this published, you're actually helping them. That makes it a lot easier for them to say yes. So there's a high point right there. And also it makes your pitch look like it's ready to go. And that there's no other, production things that need to happen. You're just right there, and they can just hit one button and have it all happen without a lot of work. I mean, if I was at work and someone made my job easier, I would be more likely to use them too. Cool. So lesson number 11 is about the 2-second thumbnail test, right? So whether it's YouTube or it's an image for press, if your photo or your graphic can't be understood in 2 seconds, then it's too busy and don't use it. You really want to use your face and maybe 2 to 4 words that grabs people's attention. But other than that, you don't want to have like other things like pictures or charts and stuff like that, because it just draws attention away from the whole point of getting people to read the article. You want them to actually read or engage, or to, look at the piece of media instead of inspecting and trying to understand the graphic. So that's that. Lesson number 12 is that A/B testing your pitches is such a good idea. You could, if you're doing like a batch mail out, then you can try out different subject lines or different variations. And of course, you can test that on small groups. You really want to track open and response rates if you're doing something like that. By the way, I don't recommend doing batch sending to editors or producers. I think that if you're really, really interested in getting booked or having someone read your email, then it makes sense to invest time into having it be individualized and really speak to the person that you're pitching to. And people can tell, by the way. And I don't like reading cookie cutter emails. I doubt that anyone really does. So make it as personal and just put in a little extra effort. Also, if you get really curious, the data can help you. So that way your email doesn't get buried. So just put the extra time in. It's really that easy. Lesson number 13. Here we go. Reference the publication's voice. Let's say that that you were pitching a story to Forbes, but it sounded like it belonged in Cosmopolitan. Just like really casual and sarcastic and funny and oriented towards female voices. That's Cosmopolitan. Forbes is not that. Forbes is oriented towards a professional audience. That's a mix of male and female. And also it has a very specific tone. So it's a lot easier if you investigate what the tone of that periodical is before actually pitching. Maybe you want to study a few of their recent headlines and mirror their rhythm and the length. That's important too. You don't want to write a super duper long article or pitch for them, or have that expectation that you're going to do something like really long and laid out when they only want something short, or the other way around. So research is your friend here. Sweet. And also it's a subtle but powerful trust trigger, because then the editor knows that you actually did read maybe something else that they've written. So that way you can have an idea of, what you're getting into, and they can trust you that you will do the work and that you will do the research on their periodical, and it'll be less work for them. That thing again. Okay. Here's number 3, right? Part 3 is when we talk about how you can actually turn your visibility into revenue. Because who wants to have an article or a TV show, episode out there, and it doesn't actually add to your bottom line or bring any money into your bank account? That's frustrating. So what you can do is lesson number 14. Every interview that you do, for instance, needs a next step. So don't stop at exposure. Like, link each feature to a clear offer or an opt-in or a freebie or a masterclass or your website or whatever. If listeners love you, make it effortless for them to go deeper with you. It could be a free training. It could be a checklist, a PDF. It could be an event that you're hosting. Like, these things are really easy to do, but just don't forget to make sure that you have a next step and that you mention it somehow. Lesson number 15 is build your PR ecosystem. So when you create a simple funnel that catches traffic, for instance, like if you're in the media and then you direct people to a free resource, and then from that resource, it leads people to your community, like that's how you create conversion. You should never go viral into a dead end. That is not helpful, and it's not what anybody wants. So make sure that you build your PR ecosystem before you even get started. Cool. Lesson number 16 is that you want to repurpose every placement. You can turn one media feature into multiple assets. It can go from being a TV episode into social clips, into quote cards, into a blog recap. If it's a video, then you could get the transcript and turn it into an article or email stories. Like, the world is your playground with this, but don't let it just sit on one platform and not get repurposed into other things. That's a waste. You can get so much more mileage on it just by being a little creative. And also, it builds reputation. So repetition builds reputation. And also, it makes every press win last that much longer. So it's a really good idea to repurpose. And finally, lesson 17 is that you want to automate your follow-up, because imagine if you got like thousands of leads. You don't want to create a bottleneck by you not being able to respond to all of them at one time. Just schedule your thank you notes, nurture emails. What else is there? Social. You can have that go out immediately after each appearance or schedule them out. Consistency can turn a one-time interview into a long-term relationship. So remember those thank yous, automate them if you can, and also just keep up the consistency with, repeating it. Maybe once every 3 months you put in your socials, just a reminder about that magazine cover that you did. You don't have to let it die just because it didn't just happen. Like, you can keep it fresh and keep it relevant. So let's recap really quick all of these 17 lessons so that they stick. 1, stories sell better than services, 100%. 2, follow the market appetite. 3, position before you pitch. 4, create your 3-story bucket so that way you're consistent. 5, borrow momentum before you even build it. 6, test your angles in public first. 7, packaging is 90% of PR. Don't let your story flop because of a spelling error. 8, headlines, they need to look human. 9, show results and receipts because people love that stuff. 10, visuals sell the story and also make editors' jobs easier, for instance. 11, 2-second thumbnail test. If people don't get it in 2 seconds, don't send it. 12, A/B test your pitches. 13, reference the publication's voice and tone before you even send in what it is that you're going to send in. 14, every interview needs a next step. 15, build your PR ecosystem. 16, repurpose every placement. And 17, automate your follow-up. If you want the exact pitch templates, the swipe files that I use, and even a list of 35 PR leads just for you so that you can get booked today, click the link in the description and book your free strategy call. Bye for now.